hope you are well. I just did a stream with Decoding with Cody. Please go subscribe to his channel. We were talking about WrestleMania. I'm going to talk about pro athletes, content creators, symbolism exposed, the Freemasonic connections. A lot of people liked the stream that I recently did, calling out these YouTubers who are just modern day celebrities in their own right. So Steve, Jesus saves, amen, indeed, he does. God bless you, Philadelphia. Have a great day. Watchmen, love you, brother. Golden Age, much love to you. Anders, woo-hoo. If you love the stuff that Adam does here, I also do the same thing in a little bit of a different way and code. Guys, please check out the Watchmen's Instagram page. It's putting out some remarkable content. I watched some of it today. Go support him there. It's really profound stuff. Fair Spear, really love you, bro, and everything that you're doing and sharing, waking people up. Yeah, Lecce just drew with Fiorentina to get their 666 point in Serie A. Shout out to Thomas Lockwood as well and Fair Spear. All of it's coming out. All the base numbers are hitting left, right, and center. Hello, Hamish. Love from Scotland, where the Queen died, where Trump's mother was born. I need to do a stream about Scotland. My brother Fair Spear and also Christopher sharing some great insights about Scotland. Lastman, I appreciate you, mate. I've just found out a kid I'm supposed to coach for the next 2 days. Oh no, he's just twisted his ankle. Oh, no way. It looks like I'm not coaching the next 2 days. Yeah, injuries, again, it's just an example of this fallen world. You got a kid, he loves football, he's just, look at his ankle here. So he's out for a while now. I won't coach him for a while. It's hard to put your faith in this world. You know, like I did it. I rarely do this. I wrote my little schedule out. I've got this on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then look, whole schedule is just gone out of the window. What else we got? No, I didn't sleep in, brother. I've been at the gym. I did a stream. I've coded. I've studied the Bible. It's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday to my sister, Dawn. Can you give her a happy birthday? She is 50 today. She's the eldest. Adam, your stream exposing Goldbridge was outstanding. Also enjoyed the humor. Sometimes I bring out the humor. I've got it. Still got it in me. But yeah, I appreciate that. It was because these people, right? I don't just want to limit it to Freemasonry. Turns out that Goldbridge was a police officer, which is all about Freemasonry as well. I think Wolves just got relegated today as well. Wolves in sheep's clothing because West Ham just drew to go to 33 points in their 33rd game for 33 degree of Freemasonry. And unbelievable stuff. Watchman, I already gave you a shout out, brother. Time people to go support your work. Draft age is officially 42. Yes. War equals 42. World War 42. We just had WrestleMania 42. We had the Super Bowl with 42 points. The recent World Cup final was decided by a shootout which finished 4-2. Again, anyone who knows me, I said, what's the biggest number illusion? What is it? 42, 42. Said it for 6 years. And the number 42 is everywhere. It's everywhere. By the way, today is also Adolf Hitler's 137th birthday. Give me a woo here, right? Today's Hitler's 137th birthday, the 33rd prime, and it was game week 33 in the Premier League. Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 33. If you haven't already subscribed to me, please do so. Please like this video, share it, support it if you can. Super chat it. I've just been cooled with my coaching. Please do so. Who am I going to... I don't really necessarily want to slaughter these people. I prefer the word expose. Miss Jones, love you. God bless you. Expose deception. I think that's better than me slaughtering them, but I know what you're getting at. Maybe I've used that term before. So, yeah, God bless you, Vault 444. Hope you're well. All right, let's just briefly talk about Freemasonry. Let's go into the images. And I think to some degree, these people know who they worship. Let me respond to this last message from the kid's dad. Hey, brother, yeah, I'm sure he's upset. He loves the game. Injuries suck. Because he's young, he'll recover quickly. Yeah, you can pay me whenever you want to pay me. But keep me posted, okay? And I think he'll be back in a few weeks. Injuries are part of the game. Let's stay in touch, mate, and thank you. Have a great day. All right, now I'm good. I can't believe some so-called Christians are supporting Trump. It's because these Christians are not saved Christians. I'm going to put my air conditioner on. If you're supporting evil right now, it says have no fellowship with darkness. So if you are genuinely still supporting Trump, you can pray for Trump, hope that God has mercy on him. But if you're actually actively supporting his evil, then you're not walking with Christ, are you? Sean's here. God bless you, mate. Adam, you need to check out a movie from France, Forces Occultes, from the 40s. It's about Freemasons. If you can put the link in the chat, that'd be awesome. I'll happily watch that. Yeah, Hamish, I agree with what you're saying there in regards to... I can't even say that, but what you're saying about Trump and Benjamin. All right. I'm not going to break down this whole page, but I'm just going to show you that Freemasonry is all about secrecy. The occult means hidden, right? So it's no shock that the Freemasons are sneaky, all right? That they're very sneaky, they're subtle, they're cunning, they're crafty. That's why they have their craft, the witchcraft, right? Ultimately, like these high-ranking Masons worship Lucifer. I was going back and forth with my brother, Red Pill Monkey. They do worship Lucifer at the highest level. There's the low-level Masons who don't know what day of the week it is, all right? They have very little knowledge, very little influence, very little power. But the ones at the top, they know they're worshiping Lucifer. And they also know the Bible, all right? So in Freemasonry, they've got to accept there's a higher power to be able to become a Mason. Then you've got to somewhat prove yourself to work your way up the Masonic ladder. I'm sure money has a say. I'm sure bloodline has a say. Perhaps talent, that they can use you for their benefit. I don't know. I'm sure it's a variety of things. I've never been a Freemason. I never will be. So I don't know exactly how they operate, but they're known to be a secret society. Now, because we're in Revelation, a lot of their secrets are being revealed. Because God's pouring out his spirit on mankind to his children. So secrecy says, these are strict rules Freemasons follow. Secrecy is probably the concept most closely associated with Freemasonry by outsiders. It is a secret society after all. Freemasons today share among themselves a wide assortment of secret and admittedly no longer so secret symbols and rituals. That's because God's exposing this society, including a good old-fashioned secret handshake. These are not necessarily all the same among different groups of Masons, as Freemasonry is not a completely unified organization, and the odds are that any given secret itself not particularly important. So there's different levels of Freemasonry. There's different lodges. Freemasonry is in every nation. So it's not like they're all following exactly the same rules, because there's different levels, right? Yes, exactly, Watchman. Why God created a division between the two seeds. Now, I'm starting to think that these people are the seed of Satan. I really do. Because they have all the traits of the devil. They literally have all the traits of the devil. Illusion, I just discovered you from that account on Twitter about magnets and wanted to ask, do they have magnets in the ball, or is it just magic? Good question. I don't believe they need magnets. I believe it's spiritual wickedness. I believe it's principalities which bring about the magic which dictates the outcomes. I don't believe they need magnets. I think that's just... David Blaine said they use magnets on live TV. I don't believe that's what's happening. I don't believe it is magnets and they're turning the magnets on and off and things like that. I believe as soon as these players and fans are in the stadium is when the demons take over. I'm not fully sure that the players are fully aware of what is happening either, but to some extent they will be. But I've told you, the greatest deceivers are the ones that have been greatly deceived. And who's the great deceiver? It's the devil, okay? I'm not saying for a fact they don't use magnets, but it's too simple, that. Do you know what I mean? It's too simple. That just sounds like men are using technology for their own gain, which just, of course, men do that. But I have to always repeat this because I'm getting a lot of new people following me, even though it's not appearing in the algorithm and the analytics. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So we're not ultimately wrestling with flesh and blood, with mankind. Satan wants us to focus on that and divide man through religion and wealth and sex and race, whatever it may be. But this is what's controlling these outcomes, personally. So secrets are, however, extremely cool. Are they? It has been argued that such secret Masonic knowledge, whether real or not, tempted the curious to join the brotherhood. That's why they always call each other brothers. I always think about Hulk Hogan. Now let me tell you something, brother. Wrestling's full of Masons. They always have the brotherhood. Remember here it mentioned the outsiders. You had the outsiders in wrestling as well. With the NWO, you had the outsiders. That's how they see us, the outsiders. So they're part of this society. They have this knowledge, this wisdom, and they know we're the outsiders. And I do believe they attempt to mock us. And I do believe they do mock us. Not me anymore, but they did. So it's a brotherhood. The original brotherhood was the disciples. And make it the old and geographically widespread phenomenon it is today. It's all over. It's every continent is Freemasonry. The secrecy in which the Masons wrap themselves can be said to be the key to their mystique. And this enduring mystery may have inspired less savory organizations with very real secrets, like organized crime groups and the Ku Klux Klan. So anytime you read anything about the Masons, it'll just talk about how they're trying to make men better men, okay? They're just trying to make men better men. Just this very innocent society or club where they just want to become better men. The Bible says that Satan reveals himself as an angel of light, and so do his ministers. So they're obsessed with light and the eye, Freemasonry, which I'll show you with some of the images. And they go through a lot of rituals. I can't tell you exactly what these rituals are. I've never gone through any of them. But I know that they're very passionate about keeping the secrets a secret. And they're obsessed with esoterics. And they're obsessed with symbolism. I don't know what it is about the gloves that they wear also. This looks like the Gmail logo. It's quite clear the Freemasons are behind Gmail. The Masonic ideal of equality within the lodge and of a generally egalitarian brotherhood extends to dress within the lodge. In order to avoid the faux pas of standing out or seeming excessive or showy, most Masons will choose a dark suit for formal lodge occasions, with black not being required, but always a popular choice. Freemasons don't necessarily want the whole world to know they're Freemasons, okay? So a lot of them, you would have no idea. It's not just celebrities, okay, royal family members who are part of these fraternities. It could be your next door neighbor. But look at these type of rituals. This is the type of stuff that they do. And there's different degrees, but they have to go through an initiation ritual. The first degree. Approaching the lodge dressed in a certain symbolically important way. They will have the heel of at least 1 foot bare, symbolizing that the Masonic lodge is hallowed ground where bare feet are appropriate. Pants legs are rolled up to indicate that the potential Mason has no shackles or related marks, indicating that he's free, and to allow the bare knee to contact the earth when making vows. All of Freemasonry is basically twisting the Bible. It's all it is. Why they take a knee, all knees will bow to Christ, won't they? The left side of the chest will be bare to show that the potential Mason is not a woman in disguise. And the right arm will be similarly exposed to prove that the initiate has not come with a weapon. In some instances, applicants are blindfolded and led with a rope around the neck. When a potential Mason arrives correctly dressed and prepared, the lodge Tyler, look how they're called Tylers, like Tyler the Creator, all right, which is a door guard for the lodges, knocks 3 times on the door so the initiate can enter. Jesus Christ in the Bible is the door, and he rose from the dead on the 3rd day. Can I get an amen? Okay, I don't know if there's any Freemasons watching this. I'm sure you're not going to reveal yourself if you are. The initiate will have a dagger pressed against the bare side of his chest to underscore the seriousness of the undertaking. Basically, it's to say, listen, if you reveal any of these secrets, this will legit go in your chest. He's then led around the interior of the temple. Again, I'll do a stream tomorrow about Trump and the 3rd temple and Solomon's temple, and asked a series of questions. It's why a lot of them, by the way, they point to the temple. Can I get a woo? Steph Curry, Marcus Rashford, they do the finger point. They point to their temple. Most of which he will answer with the assistance of a junior deacon, a JD, like JD Vance. That help in the first stage of a Masonic journey symbolizes both the support a Mason will need and the trustworthiness of his brethren to be. Brethren is just their brothers. He will then kneel and take his oath as a Mason before standing with feet squared in the northeast corner of the room, recalling the position of the foundation stones his predecessors laid so many of. John Stones is a Freemason. So there's this petition for entry that you've got to do. And look, these Masonic crimes. But Masons can get you out of jail, for example. If you get pulled over by a Mason and you're a Mason and you give them the secret handshake or the secret code or words, you won't get arrested. So they have those benefits. And they don't have to believe in God or Jesus. They just have to believe in a higher power. Your judges, everyone within like the justice system at the highest level is a Mason because they want to play God. They want to judge, which is what belongs to God. Can I get an amen? Please hit the like button 57 watching. Thank you very much. Look, Masons will arrange a trial to occur after the accused has had time to prepare a defense. If the accused has moved, the trial can be transferred to his new lodge. So they actually do these trials within their own fraternities. It's the principles of Masonic law. They live by their own rules. They don't follow Christ. They live by their own rules. And they live by their own rules in the concept of they're not following the rules that the general public are following. They're hypocrites, ultimately. But they'll reveal themselves as angels of light. They're all celebrities, guys. All your major celebrities are involved with this. That's why they all do the same symbolism. Right? You belong to a lodge, so they're not all part of the same lodge. If you look in Masonic lodges, Premier League, almost every club has a lodge. The Football Association, FA, was founded in 1863 at the Freemasons Tavern in London. And you have a lot of people saying, mate, why do you always talk about the Freemasons and the Premier League? What are you even talking about? Well, it's where the FA was founded, right? In the Freemasons Tavern. I've got the image of Gareth Southgate outside it. Football Lodge number 9921, established in 2016 by David Lallana, former father of former Liverpool England player Adam Lallana, and Diego Jota. He took Adam Lallana's jersey. Right? Now, Liverpool were founded by a 33-degree Freemason, John Holding, and Diego Jota, 96, 42, 147, 48, has the exact same gematria as Freemason. And Diego Jota took the jersey number of Adam Lallana, right, whose dad is a Freemason, and he established this football lodge. Atmosphere meetings are known to be themed, featuring football boot-shaped gables and entering the festive board meal to the match of the day theme. So you're telling me all the people who've hosted match of the day, like Gary Lineker, for example, Alan Shearer, they're quite clearly Freemasons if you have this knowledge. The meetings, they come out to the match of the day theme. Yeah, Matt Letitia said that Matt Letitia told me there's Masonic lodges, there's Freemasons in the Premier League. He got offered to be a Freemason and he declined. That's what he told me. So he was open about Freemasonry. He was open about the lodges. He said that he refused. I can't tell you whether he did or he didn't, but I did quiz him on Freemasonry. When I interviewed him, a lot of people complimented me. They said, you weren't afraid to ask difficult questions. He called out Gary Neville and Phil Neville. He said they're probably Freemasons. He said they was nowhere near good enough to be playing in the Premier League. He was honest in many ways. Was he completely honest? I don't think so, to be honest, but I don't know. Watchman, my brother, said, before I was saved, I joined a fraternity in college. The Freemasons own the colleges, the college campuses. That's why you get a degree. Freemasonry, you have degrees, and you become a master mason, third degree, and you get your master's, which is what you get after your degree to show you've excelled within the topic. So, yeah, my brother Watchman, he was in a fraternity in college, because he's from the US, and he did a rebirth ritual where they put him inside of a coffin. I've told you, in Freemasonry, they believe that death is not the end. They don't believe that death is the end. And then it says, the lodge is highly sought after, often oversubscribed by members of the craft, which again, like witchcraft, who also love football. Man City was saved by Freemasons. I just did my post for them to win the league if you're on my website. Historic players who were Freemasons, Stanley Matthews, Dixie Dean, Nat Lofthouse, Len Shackleton. Now, there's way more. They can't tell you the names of all of them because it becomes too blatant. Why not tell us Alf Ramsey's here, who was England's coach when they won the World Cup? But there's Masonic lodges at almost every Premier League. I know there is at Man United, Everton, Liverpool. So I'm certain that all the coaches are Masons. I believe all the people on Match of the Day and doing your talk sports, like your Jamie O'Hara's and things like that, they're Masons. I think the owners are Masons. I think the highest level players are Masons. Wow, McCoy, thank you very much. Adam, you prayed for my adult children a few months ago. I appreciate you and your ministry. God bless you. Thank you so much. I hope the prayers get answered. If you need any more, just let me know. But they want to be like God. Thank you so much for that, mate. The black and white with the referees. Okay, I've told you they always kick racism out of football. They have a high focus on duality and polarity and the black and the white. That's why they always say, oh, black coaches can't get jobs. It's just, they dictate that, and it's all by design, to be honest. So there's all these lodges. Now, I'm pretty sure the main reason why you're here is because you want the images. Look, you see the black and white with the police? You want to see the images, yeah? Let's do it. Let's do it. Do you think lodges are behind hooligans? I don't think there's as many hooligans as people think. I do believe that there's guys that just go out and they want to fight people. But I do believe, like, the main hooligan groups were founded by Masons, yeah. And they're affiliated with the club. I do believe that. So the Masons, guys, they have a lot of power, right? And I think the reason why people don't take this seriously is they say, how do they keep it a secret? Can somebody give me a woo? Hey, Jay Brown. And I get this. Yeah, Lalana and Mason Mount. Look, this Mason Mount, Mason Holgate. Who's the other one? Mason Greenwood. All these Masons. They all played for England. Modern day Freemasonry was founded in England in 1717. That's why Wolves have just gone down with 17 points, 33 games. Masonry was founded 1717. The highest degree is 33. They are wolves in sheep's clothing, guys. I have a feeling, I've said it for a while, I still have a feeling West Ham go down. Everyone's saying Tottenham. I have a feeling West Ham are going to go down. And Tottenham will sneak it. Could be wrong because they are having an absolute nightmare. And look at the CEO of the Premier League. His name is Richard Masters. Can I get a woo? Richard Masters. It's unbelievable. A master mason. The CEO of the Premier League. His last name is Masters. Remember you had the He-Man, it was the Masters of the Universe. That was all about Freemasonry. That's who they think they are. They want to be God. They want to run the world. We can rule the world. Take that, all Freemasons as well. Yeah, 1717 is the 34th pentagonal number. It's the 34th season of the Premier League. Haaland will get the golden boot for the third time in 4 years, like I said, or at least I think he will, unless he gets injured. It's 2 goals clear. So a Master Mason is the highest rank in ancient craft Freemasonry attained upon completion of the 3rd degree. Now, in football, when you win, you are awarded 3 points. It used to be 2. It's 3 points. This status signifies that a member has moved beyond the initial stages of entered apprentice. Remember, Trump had the show, The Apprentice. Lord Sugar, The Apprentice. Right? Because The Apprentice is connected to Freemasonry. Can I get a woo? That's what the apprentice is. And fellow craft to become a full voting member of a Masonic lodge. So you get to vote as well once you become an official full member. But it's a Master Mason, guys. And the CAO is called Richard Masters. It's got Rich in his name, and Premier League's obsessed with money. My dad told me 15 years ago, football's going to kill, money's going to kill football. He got it bang on. He got it absolutely bang on. How did Masters make his money? Endeavor Group Holdings. So all these major players, these powerhouse businesses, they're run by Freemasons. Semenyo, look, he's number 42, isn't he? Semenyo. Ah, okay. My brother Watchman sent me something. Donald Trump, the master builder book. Donald Trump, the master builder. He's in heaven like God. He's right at the top. It's like Jacob's ladder, the stairway to heaven, like that band, the Stairway to Heaven. Okay, he's right at the top, guys, and it's called the master builder. Right? So Trump is a Freemason. All your presidents are. The first ever US president was 33 degree. It's quite clear to become a US president, you'll have to be 33 degree. And again, he's done the master builder. Donald Trump starred in The Apprentice. You got apprenticed in Masonry. And they play good. They play God. You know those, what's that show called? Is it Dragon's Den? Satan's the Dragon? They play God, don't they? It's like they want to dictate a person's future. They want that power, that influence, okay? They want people bowing down to them, and they want to exploit people. Look at his hands there, the masonry hands. So Trump knows what he's doing. I think Trump's beyond a Mason. I think he's the Antichrist. I've said this, but they know what they're doing, and the people who are around, these Masons, they're very, very picky with who they associate themselves with. Can I get a woo? Yeah, they protect each other. That's the brotherhood element. Like, you protect your brother, don't you? If my brother got in a fight, I'm straight in there for him. You protect your brothers. And this is what these guys do. And they do these Masonic handshakes. Okay, and it's coming out now. Like Jim Carrey said it, who was obviously a Mason, but he said, people are becoming hip to it now. And he was right with that. He said, people are becoming hip. You can't hide this. People know what's going on now. They're aware of it. And he did say that. I don't trust Jim Carrey, but we are becoming hip to it. We see these finger points. We see the pyramid hands that they do. We see the one-eyed symbolism. All right? They're constantly pointing. The Masonic point, which connects to the wand, because they have a fascination with witchcraft. That's why they have crafts. Now look, why are these hanging out with each other with the black and white? Dennis Rodman, why was he a superstar in the NBA? Why is he in the WWE Hall of Fame? Why is he hanging out with Trump? Because they'll be part of the same brotherhood. Norman Vincent Peale Trump passed the 33rd Mason. Exactly. So what they do, they will divide you with racism, but then they themselves will hang out with each other. Like Obama and Trump. But they want us to be, look, like this, look at his hands. Will Smith quite clearly came out of nowhere when he was young, all right, in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he would have made his way up the Masonic ladder very young. He would have got involved very young with it. Some of them start young. Some Masons will join when they're middle-aged. So some of them rise up the ladder when they're young. Some of them a little bit older. It's like, how come he only got famous when he was 50? Because he probably only got into Freemasonry in his 40s, 50s. Right? And they need exposing, like they do, guys, they do. Older Bones, God bless you. Yeah, the divine feminine energy that they are obsessed with, right? The master builder is what Trump was talking about at Kirk's memorial with Tyler Tylenol, master builder. Yeah, he said that Charlie Kirk was a master builder. He said Charlie Kirk was a master builder, didn't he? Charlie Kirk was never killed. It's so obvious, right? But the character died. The character disappeared. They do that. It was the death of Charlie Kirk, although he never truly died, because we're still talking about him now. They love statues as well. It's like immortality. The immortal Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother. They want to be immortalized. That's like a Masonic compass. Can you see that? That is legit like a Masonic compass. Can I get a woo? All right, I'm going to show you images now, because I've personally had enough of these people now. I've had enough of them because they are genuinely wicked. All right, they just see us. You know, when you had a kid at school who was highly intelligent and you had the kid who was not very smart, they'd often look down on that kid, and that's how they see us. They're the really intelligent, bright, smart, successful individuals. They want to hang out with each other, and we're just that kid in the class picking his nose, absolutely clueless, failing our exams, and we deserve that. All right? They believe they deserve success because they do the rituals, okay? They've put in the time, the energy to study, to acquire knowledge, and they believe that we don't deserve success. So they take advantage of that. That's what they think in their head. It might not even be evil. They just look down on us. All sorts of one eye. But right, here we go. Yeah, Charlie Kirk, CK, C equals 3, K equals 11. 3 times 11, 33. Kirk means church. He's got lie in his name. Charlie has lie in his name. But watch this now. All right? Again, smash that like button. Do me a favor and help me out with that. Support it. Watchman always supports me. Thank you, bro. Here's the images now. I could give you so many more. Right? But all the people that we've looked up to and respected when it comes to the world of entertainment, they are involved in the occult. And we need to stop worshipping them, and we need to call them out. So Premier League's the most watched league in the world, right? Makes billions of dollars every single year. Satan's the god of this world. The love of money is the root of all evil. For whatever reason, we're so fascinated by this league, especially with the big teams. If you've got Man City versus Arsenal, which was game week 33, everyone wants to know who's going to win, right? They're fascinated. They want to watch, okay? Would they want to watch if they knew what I'm about to show you? Now, one-eyed symbolism is massive with the occult. It's enormous. Now, I'm not going to name all these players here, but these images are not natural. Okay? They're not natural. So Beckham has obviously been knighted, one of the most famous footballers of all time, played for Man United, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, AC Milan, captained England, right? Involved in some incredibly dramatic games like Man United, Bayern Munich, England, Greece, okay? This is a blatant one-eyed symbolism. These players will all reveal themselves as angels of light. Right now, you've got Gabriel Jesus proclaiming Jesus, right? Be careful. The Bible warned about these false prophets in the final days. Just because they proclaim Jesus, they say a couple of good things. Be aware. Trent, who came through the Masonic Academy at Liverpool, all right? Notice with these players, like with Trent, they all said Gerard Carragher when he was like 12 or something, right? Give me a woo here, right? When Trent was like 12, you would hear like Gerard and Carragher in interviews saying, oh, everybody at the club knew Trent was going to make it, even when he was 12. You don't know at 12. Because there's some kids that are absolutely unbelievable at 12. And then by the time they're 15, 16, they're average. Maybe they were stronger, they were faster, they had a better strike, they just had better overall ability. But they were like, oh, we all knew Trent was going to make it. I remember when Ronaldinho and Ronaldo and Rivaldo all talked about like a 14-year-old Neymar. He's going to be the next biggest star in Brazil when he was 14. Little tiny Neymar. Because it's the Masonic fraternities. They know. Can I get a woo? They know that a deal would have been done with Trent. Remember, you have the council of Trent. It's connected to the Catholic Church. People don't know this. He's number 66. Final book of the Bible. He was 66 at Liverpool, 33 plus 33. He left after they won the 33rd edition of the Premier League. Right? And look, it's across 3 main sessions. 3. And Trent Alexander Arnold, Sir Alex. According to Sir Alex Ferguson's 2013 autobiography, 20 plus 13 is 33, the legendary Manchester United manager dated Trent Alexander-Arnold's maternal grandmother, Doreen Carling, during their teenage years. Can I get a woo? What are the chances that the greatest coach of all time, he's won 13 Premier League titles, right? Red Devils coach, dated Trent Alexander-Arnold's grandmother? Right? So if Fergie is super high up in Masonry, which he clearly is, it helps knowing him. And by the way, with Trent, Israel was attacked on his birthday. And this guy was born 1998. 666 times 3 is 1,998. So someone like Trent, it was already decided for them. Okay, can he whip a ball? Yes. But I've said this before, the average guy in England can whip a crossing. Can I get a woo? They put you under witchcraft. Because he can switch the play. Wow, he just switched the play 50 yards. Easy for a good footballer. He can't defend. The guy cannot defend to save his life. But if it's all witchcraft and it's all rigged and all of that, then it doesn't matter. So you're going to remember, Trent's the best right back in the world. Well, he can't defend, so I don't think he is the best right back in the world. He can't defend. But he's got the connection to Sir Alex. Right? And he's got the Council of Trent. And then you look at these images, Jude Bellingham, him and his brother, Masons, the Brotherhood, Harry Kane. Right? Phil Foden, number 47. And I've showed you this. 47 in Freemasonry. This is Phil Foden's number. Refers to the 47th proposition of Book 1 of Euclid's Elements, also widely known as the Pythagorean Theorem. All right? Its significant symbol introduced in the 3rd or Master Mason degree. Right? A lot of these players want you to think they're not very intelligent, but they are. Have you noticed that, guys? Because the actors, again, smash the like. There's 50 likes, guys. Help me out, please. This is when you know that the Freemasons are not supporting me. I'm not a Freemason. I won't have to ask for likes as a Freemason. They will just be given to me. I'd have my whole lodge liking the stream right now. Wouldn't I? I'd have the whole lodge liking it. But these players, people always say footballers are stupid. They're playing that role at the highest level. Because if they are Freemasons, then they're getting involved with science and mathematics and morality, all right, and laws. They'll be very what we call intelligent, but it's always like, oh, they're not very smart, are they? It's by design. They're actors. This guy's got his tongue out. Look, Riyad Mahrez, Vinny Jr. Look, they're like that poverty story. That's why he's holding that football. That's all damaged. They're like that Pogba, the whole Pogba family. Okay, just look. Look at Garnacho. How is this guy in the Premier League? He's dreadful. Can I get a woo? He's dreadful, Garnacho. Man United fans figured it out. Chelsea fans are figuring it out. How's he play for Argentina? It's awful. Royce is doing that. The Masonic pyramid. Right? Look at the devil horns they do. They know what they're doing. The problem is that we watch them. So you've got your kids and you might do some of these symbols. That's why they're now portrayed to be innocent. They know what they represent. The Masonic pyramid is a widely recognized symbol often associated with Freemasonry in popular culture. Right? Connects to the eye of providence, the all-seeing eye. That's why they're showing you one eye. That's why they're showing you one eye. The eye of providence, all-seeing eye. Freemasonry uses a symbol called the eye of providence, which is an eye often enclosed in a triangle and surrounded by light. They think they are the light of the world, guys. They're the enlightened ones. We're the ones in darkness because we don't have the knowledge. Freemasons will believe that they can climb the way up the stairway to heaven through knowledge, which goes back, Watchmen, if you're still there, just share the knowledge of good and evil verse in Genesis. And they want to be all-knowing, all-seeing. And now they're using VAR as well. They want to see everything. But you've got this Masonic pyramid, and the Freemasons founded the Football Association, and you've got the football pyramid. Right? The football pyramid. Remember the pyramids are in Egypt, the Egyptian king, Salah, how he's been dominating the Egyptian rite of Freemasonry. So look, you've got to work your way up. So it makes sense that the ones in the Premier League are a higher degree. That's why you'll see some players like Vardy, Jermaine Beckford. There's quite a few who work their way up the pyramid. They worked their way up the Masonic ladder. Can I get a woo? That's what they did. It's a pyramid which connects to Freemasonry, the Masonic pyramid. Rooney, who came through a Masonic club. Everton. Right, he did the pyramid. Look there. Now I wonder who they're looking up to, if it's the universe, if it's Lucifer, because they do look up. But these guys know each other. But why is there rivalry? Because they're part of different lodges. Can I get a woo? God bless you, Kathy. They're part of different lodges. So there can be that actual rivalry. Different lodges, different degrees. I've told you, it tells you that Freemasonry is not the same within every lodge. So maybe the Liverpool lodge, the Masonic lodge at Liverpool is not the lodge at Manchester United. So there is a rivalry, but they're very similar. They kind of know what's going on at the different levels. Now, why is Rooney? Why was he such a superstar? I don't know if it was just because he worked his way higher up the ladder. I don't know. I'm not a Freemason. Rocky Balboa, Satan Snake climbing the stairs. Exactly, going up the stairs. It's unbelievable. Behold, the man has become as one of us to know good and evil, and now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. They want to live forever. Why do you think they always talk about legacies? Can I get a woo? I'm not in a lodge, brother. I've never been a Freemason. Freemasons will not do what I'm doing, brother, in this stream. They just wouldn't. Okay? Dan, thank you very much. Sup, Adam? I watch your lives while at work. Keeps the time moving. Yeah, bro, my streams go on for hours, don't they? Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Brother, I don't know if there's many people that expose Masonry better than me. As I said yesterday in a stream, how can the Freemasons be using me? How on earth do I benefit the Freemasons, guys? Nobody has an answer for it. And remember, Macclesfield, they knocked out Palace. Palace just won the FA Cup. And then Macclesfield knocked them out. It was Wayne Rooney's brother. Wayne Rooney was in attendance. Okay, watching. I'm so proud of you, brother. All right, the Masonic Brotherhood, they knew. I'm almost certain they knew that Macclesfield were winning that game. How can you win the FA Cup and then lose to Macclesfield? There it is, this guy praying. Who's he praying to? He's now playing for City. Guy, who's he praying to? Where was Jesus here, Guy, when Macclesfield knocked you out? Who came in with 33 points in the league, by the way. Can I get a woo? Yeah, Grimsby at Man United, I exposed that. There's no way that the Freemasons want this information coming out. I think they might respect me. Give me a woo. I legit believe that they have this sadistic mind. I think they'll go, okay, fair enough to this guy. We ain't going to stop him. He's putting in the work. People have this thing, right? They have this feeling that these Freemasons, like, okay, you're calling them out. They're going to kill you. Don't be fooled by them. They'll probably be like, okay, this illusion guy, man, he's got a lot of knowledge. He probably would want me in their lodge. In reality, they would probably want me in it. I would never do it. Okay? And I told you, if I was in that lodge, I'd be playing in these games as a YouTuber, as better footballer than every one of them that play in these games. I'd be playing in them. They'd fly me over. Okay? They just would. I don't have anything to do with any of this. I've only ever interviewed Letitia because he followed me. He followed me on Twitter. I've never had loads of people, famous people on my show. I've never been interviewed by lots of them. You don't see me on the BBC or anything. Just Letitia, and maybe Letitia was told, go do a stream with that illusion because it might make people think that he's a Freemason as well. Maybe that's why Letitia got in contact with me. I don't know. But let's go back to this. You see that? Give them bread and circuses and they will never revolt. This is the Colosseum. This is a modern day football stadium. Can I get a woo? I believe Joey Barton's a Freemason. I believe all of them who've played in the Premier League are Freemasons. Joey Barton captained Man City, who were founded by Freemasons. Joey Barton still gets involved with the BBC. Like, he's playing his role as the bad boy. That was his character as a footballer. John Joe Shelby. Look at this. This is where it gets a little bit more demonic. I think that's the lad who's now playing for United. This one, this is like how many... This is Vinny Jr. How many Masonic symbols can I do in one celebration? Tongue out, which is what... Do you remember when Jim Carrey did that? Can I get a woo? Jim Carrey, see if I can show you it. Jim Carrey, tongue out. And he did the no, come on, find it. What is it that? Look. So he's doing the pyramid, he's doing the tongue, he's like they know who we are now, right? And he's doing that exact same thing. And then Vinny's doing it with the one eye, because I've told you the enlightenment, the one eye, the eye of Horus, is doing the pyramid, and he's got the all-mocking tongue. All right, so Vinny Jr. is a celebrity. He plays for Real Madrid. And then This vow of, look, Griezmann, who does that? Look, Haaland's doing that now. Lewis Kelly. What, are they Buddhists? Because it'll be to do with enlightenment. Even exactly where he's putting his elbows. I don't do any of this stuff. Can I get a woo? Guys, I'm a regular lad who's really gifted by God to see what I see. Just because I see all of this doesn't mean I'm one of them. You don't hear Vinny Jr. or Griezmann exposing this, or Bellingham, or Rooney, or Giroud. All right, you don't see them coming out. You don't hear celebrities calling out Freemasonry. You see them doing all the symbols. So look at this, right? Give me a woo for this. Smash the like button. The secret of Masonry. Like the secret of life can be known only by those who seek it, serve it, live it. It cannot be uttered. It can only be felt and acted. It is, in fact, an open secret. That's why they reveal the truth in plain sight. That's what an open secret is. And each man knows it according to his quest and capacity. Like all things worth knowing, no one can know it for another, and no man can know it alone. William Howard Taft, right? There's that pyramid. There's the eye. 1 second, Watchman's just text me. Wow, let me go to Genesis 11:3. Before I go to that, but look, it says here, right? It cannot be uttered. Can you see it, guys? It cannot be uttered. So when you see your footballers, Hazard, Giroud, Saka, Salah, Dani Alves, who claims to be a pastor now, just like Firmino, absolute jokers, Mbappe, Harry Maguire, how the heck did he go for 80 million? All right, Suarez, it's part of their fraternity. It cannot be uttered, so they do the vow of silence. Can I get a woo? They do the vow of silence, the finger. I saw footballers in 2020 during COVID doing the vow of silence with no fans in the stadium. No fans in the stadium. They were running to the corner and doing the vow of silence. There was no fans in the stadium. I was like, what's going on here? This is before I knew anything about... I was like, why? Who are they doing that to? I think someone said, oh, they're just doing it to the fans watching at home. It's like, okay, whatever. So this is what they do. It's an open secret. Yeah, Maguire's clearly a Freemason. An open secret. The truth in plain sight. They do the symbolism right in front of you. Yet, you guys call me crazy. The world calls me crazy. They show you who they are. They show you. And it's like, no, they don't. They're playing with you. They're having fun. They tell you who they are without saying, I'm a Freemason. They show you it. That's why the Bible says, judge them by their fruits. Now, and then judge me by my fruits. Judge me. If you're going to call me a Freemason, tell me why. If you saw me hanging out with, if I did a stream like this, and then tomorrow you see me hanging out in a video with KSI and Mr. Beast, yes, call me a fraud. Do you know what I mean? Give me a woo. If you hear me calling out all these people and then tomorrow I'm having dinner with Neymar, doing the vow of silence and posting it on Twitter, yes, call me out. But what have I ever done to warrant that? Nothing. Other than maybe interview a Premier League footballer who contacted me. And I was apprehensive about doing it because I knew people would probably call me a Mason. But then I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. Let's see what he has to say. He's the only one who's come out and contacted me. And he's one of the greatest footballers ever in the Premier League. So people might listen. Let's go to Genesis 11:3. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime had they for mortar. Remember, 11 times 3 is 33, right? The bricks. And if you just type in masonry and I click on images, I bet, look, you'll go straight to bricks. Can I get a woo? That's why a lot of these footballers, they take photos with bricks behind them. I've done a video about it. Right? The bricks. This is Genesis. This is going back to the first book of the Bible. It goes back to the knowledge of good and evil. They worship knowledge more than Jesus. Okay? Do you all agree at this point? They worship knowledge more than truth. Knowledge won't save you. It does say my people perish for a lack of knowledge, but the knowledge of the truth. So they've got a lot of knowledge which benefits them in this world where they can excel and financially excel, and they all date each other as well. All the Masons date each other. That's why they'll put Posh and Becks together, because they'll all be part of these fraternities. It's all organized who they get with. Wayne Rooney and Colleen was already organized from when they were kids, because Rooney would have been involved with Freemasonry from a very young age. Family would have got him into it. And then look, this is the pose that they do a lot. Like, look at this little Mbappe, guy who dates trannies. Tongue out, and he's doing that. It's called the Masonic penalty sign. Why do you think Mbappe always gets penalties? Can I get a woo? This is called the Masonic penalty sign. Who gets more penalties than Mbappe right now? The Football Association was formed on the proposal of Ebenezer Cobb Morley at the Freemasons Tavern, which stood on this site. The modern game of football was born on this day, 26th of October, 1863. There's Roy Keane. There's Roy Keane, who captained United, captained Ireland, coached for Ireland, coached Premier League teams. All right? Probably been on Match of the Day, and is a Mason. Yeah, Bruno, of course. How can you captain Man United and not be a Mason? Can I get a woo? How on earth can you be a captain of Man United and not be a Mason? That's why Man United have this. This is pure blasphemy. They have a Holy Trinity statue. They call it the United Trinity, right? I think it's Law, Charlton, and Best. These are that's why there's 3 of them. All right, they're Masons. All right. And remember, you got the Masonic law. You have Dennis law. And I also believe, and I know a lot of you agree, I think definitely the Watchmen this is not their real names. And that's what I was speaking to my bro, Red Pill Monkey, about. It's not the real names, just like in wrestling's often not the real name. This guy won't be called Dennis Law or George Best. All right? It's not the real name for most of them. They go by these pseudonym names like writers do. Like George Orwell wasn't his real name. So like Cristiano Ronaldo, Christ, Leo Messi, Leo, Lion, Lionel. All right? Messi, Messenger, Messiah. It's not their actual names. Neymar Jr., Ronaldinho. Like, they make up their characters. They're characters. They've got, look, forever lived. I've told you they want to live forever. Guys, I'm absolutely ruining Freemasonry. They want to live forever. That's why I remember, like, when I go watch Bradford City, they'd always chant, I'm city till I die, I'm city till I die, I know I am, I'm sure I am, I'm city till I die. It's like death. So yeah, the theater of dreams. Look at Neymar doing it. This is a female as well. Give me a woo. I know a lot of you are not ready for this. Does a female gait determine if someone's a woman or not? Shall we Google it? I can change the way I walk, Exon, okay? I can walk where it looks like I'm a woman and I'm crossing my leg one from the other. I can walk like a soldier. right? Like men would walk. So does that determine how somebody walks? Does that determine their gender? I think it's ridiculous. I think that skull thing is ridiculous, to determine somebody's gender off an app. I'm sure DNA is the best way, to be honest with you. I don't think it's how somebody... do you want me to Google it? I'll Google it. And why are you so fascinated by my gender as well? Does a person's gait determine their gender? A person's gait is a significant indicator of biological sex, with studies showing that humans can often correctly identify gender. Look, often. And somebody give me a... This is important. Often. Huge difference between often and always. Identify gender from gait with 2 complete cycles. However, it is not a perfect determinant due to variability in movement styles and environmental factors. So to answer your question, no. No. There's traits with females and males. We know, for example, like only women can give birth. There's no arguing with that. Females tend to exhibit more pelvic rotation and hip motion, and narrower step width, higher cadence, steps per minute, and increased swaying of the hips and torso. Males generally walk with a faster, longer stride, wider stance, greater shoulder movement, and more vertical movement up and down. I'll tell you this, every time I've had a girlfriend, right? Every time I've had a girlfriend, they always say to me, slow down, Adam. Can I get a woo? Maybe you guys have had it as guys. Every time I've had a girlfriend, say we're walking in the park or we're walking around the mall, they're always like, Adam, slow down, right? It's because I walk quicker than them. I have a longer stride. I've got a wider stride. So, no, it doesn't. And the whole skull, the skull test, you got to stop watching that Poncho Pete, guys. If you really do. And he'll say, well, he's only saying that because he's got a female gait, whatever he's going to say about me. I obsess over it. Do I need to check the gait of this person? Do you think I need to do a gait check on Barbara Bush? Right? Or can I just go, that's a dude. That's just a dude. Right? You can go into the neck, you can go into the jaw. There's so many ways, but again, they're deceivers. They're obsessed with combining the gender as well. All right? So there are inverts on the world stage. There's no doubt about it. You ain't going to see everybody's gay, but when it's like, illusion, do your gay, it's like, I've done it for you, and it still wasn't enough. And you know what's hilarious? Somebody did this. Wait, I don't even know if... Somebody did this skull test with me, right? And it's on Twitter. It's all over Twitter. The same 4 or 5 guys, probably the same person with the same account, with different accounts. They did the skull test of me with my hat on. Can somebody give me a woo? I had to laugh. They did a skull test and I had a cap on. You couldn't even see my skull. And they used that one to say I'm a female. I'm wearing a hat. And I'm like, they really are like morons, ultimately, if that's what they're doing. They're putting a hat on me into a skull thing with a hat on that covers my skull. So, can you see what, bro? What do you want to see? I've done it before. What do you go look on the internet? Usain Bolt, Lucifer was cast out of heaven like a lightning bolt. Devil horns, one-eyed symbolism, 666, pyramid, vow of silence with devil horns. All right, this is that Enzo. Djokovic covering his eye, Foden. Okay, it's not just athletes. Look at Keane here. This guy's winning Olympic gold. Why is he covering his eye? I don't know where that skull picture is. I've seen it on Twitter. Poncho Pete probably did a video about me if you want to go find him. I've seen I don't save it. But I'm just saying, if you're going to do a school test, show their school. You know what I mean? Show their school. There's inverts. These guys, a lot of them will be inverted. Absolutely. I don't know if it's all of them. Probably not all of them. What you guys should really care about is what I reveal to you. Kathy, your husband's a great dancer. I like dancing, to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of blurred lines of reality and deception. Freemasons definitely have people on social media attacking people like me. All right? They are. They know. They know that they want people to doubt me. They'll hire people to do it. Masons have people in every line of work. Right? So maybe their role is to be like, let's convince people this guy's a Mason, that he's inverted. Anything I call out, this is what it is, right? Anything that I call out, people accuse me of. There's a pattern to it. Called out the royal family, somebody said it's because I'm royal family bloodline. I call out the Catholic Church, people say it's because I work for the Catholic Church. Call out the Freemasons, they all say I'm a Freemason. Called out the Society of Jesus, they said I was a member of the Society of Jesus. I call out inverts, they say that I'm an invert. Right? Everything I call out is then what they accuse me of being. And then they'll say, well, you do it, why can't we do it to you? And it's like, okay, you've made your point. Is that what you're doing? Do you actually believe it? Or are you just trying to show me that, well, if you're going to accuse people, then they can accuse you? Of course you can. But listen to what I share. This stream today, look, how can Freemasons be enjoying this right now? How on earth can Freemasons be enjoying this right now? And there's another Bible verse Watchman's given me, which is very important. It's Genesis 3:7. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. They made themselves aprons. Can I get a woo? Can we give the Watchman a woo, guys? And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Masonic aprons. They have the aprons, which looks like the Gmail logo. Why do you think John Cena comes out with those aprons? Well, it's kind of like an apron, what he comes out to the ring with. He puts it up. It looks like an apron. Well, he throws up the 666. Like that, look. The last time is now. I do believe we're in the final days. What the apron's made of, I don't know. Oh, fig leaves? Fig leaves? Oh, sheepskin. Jesus is the Lamb of God. That is a great point, yeah. Yeah, they do sex magic, rituals. You've got, right, guys, I'm going to have to put my... Do you want me to keep going? If you smash that like, get it up to 80, I'll keep going. Look, I've got, what, 9%. Smash the like, support the stream. I'll go a bit longer. If not, I'll probably just end it now. There's a bit more I wanted to show you. Watchman's on fire here. And I've got no water. I need a drink. Gasping for a drink. Megan Fox, all of her children are trans. All of them. And Megan Fox admitted in an interview that she's a tranny. Yet you tell people that she's a tranny, they call you a joker, even though all of her kids are trannies. Openly. You know, people go, oh, you can't just accuse people, Adam. No, Megan Fox's kids are all trans. And she said she was a tranny. Now, how many of you have lusted after Megan Fox? I'm pretty sure the majority of guys watching this have lusted over Megan Fox. And what did she star in? Transformers. Mbappe dated a trans. Does that make him gay? Or is it a female dating a man in a reverse way? If Mbappe is dating trans, what is Mbappe? Because if I accuse him of being gay, you all go, he can't be gay. There's no way. He's such a good footballer. He can't be gay. Right? And if I accuse him of being a female, you absolutely lose your heads. Right? Because you can't comprehend how quick he is and how good he is. Because you don't understand the spiritual wickedness behind it and the serpent seed and all of that. So there's no... Yeah. It's a show. Yeah, it's a show. Yeah, Jesus is the living water. I have a thirst for Christ, but right now I'm gasping for a glass of water. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Mbappe openly dated trans. So what is it? Because trans are men. Is he gay or what? What is it? People, no, he's not. He's not gay, Adam. He's dating a man in a wig. So I think he is. Now, do you want me to expose some YouTubers? We get a couple of woos. I think I've got some mango juice. Let me go check. Look at this 10-10 score and look at the image they chose with him doing the 666. Yeah, Sancho probably like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then they just go, okay, then you're leaving United. You remember we let you do great at Dortmund? Bye-bye. We're going to put you at Villa. We're going to put you on the bench. Okay? Yeah, they can turn away from it. Or they can be like, you know what, I don't want to go to the next level. I bet Harry Kane went to the next level, didn't he? So he really worked his way up. Look at him now. So they could have used, look, it's 20 goals, 10-10. Opening goal by Angry Ginge, who's dog shit, right? And the image they chose out of all the 20 goals is a guy doing a 666. And they're wearing black and white for Freemasonry. But how they sign out Wembley Stadium? Who owns Wembley? Freemasons own the stadium. Right? Freemasons own the stadium. YouTube All-Stars. Man, I am better than every one of these players. That KSI can't kick a ball. He can't kick a ball. KSI. And that speed. They're dog shit. They're awful. Why are they gracing Wembley Stadium? They're shit. They shouldn't be even on a local Sunday league team. They'd get ruined. They'd get ruined at that level. At the lowest level of Sunday league in England, they get smashed. Anyways, I'm going to try find mango juice. And now I'll expose these guys. I don't even know most of them. All right? But I once watched the highlights. And I'm like, is this a joke? I thought they were like disabled, how bad they were. You know what, guys? Give me 2 minutes. It's going to be loud. I'm going to make a smoothie. I Show Speed is just a Masonic demonic sellout. That's all he is. He's involved with everything. All right? He gets involved with... Same with that Logan Paul. They're clearly sellouts. I'm going to make a smoothie. I've just realized I've got some mango juice and I've got some fruit. Give me a few minutes. Okay? Last year's game was 9-9. 3 times 3 is 9. Or 99 is 33 times 3. A Master Mason's third degree, the highest degree is 33. They know what they're doing. Jake Paul, Logan Paul with their male names. 2 male names, just like Michael Owen and Steven Gerrard and John Terry and Joe Cole and Ashley Cole. They have 2 male names so often. So often. David James. These guys, they're jokers. They're jokers. Yeah, they do the prime drink, KSI and Logan Paul. And it's like a sponsor for WWE. Next year will be 6-6. We'll be lucky to even be here next year with where this world's going. But yeah, it could literally finish 666 666 and nobody would notice. All right, making this smoothie. It's going to be loud. Two minutes. All right, I'm back, guys. Unbelievable stuff. Thank you for your patience. Sorry about the noise. My neighbours are fuming, probably. I'm making a smoothie, you know what I mean? Right. Somebody said entertainment. Enter is a verb meaning to come or go into a place, join a group, organization, record data, or begin an activity. Tainment, it transforms mundane experiences into engaging ones, often holding attention through emotional engagement to increase engagement or sales. Wow. Entertainment, that's what it's all about now, is engaging people, isn't it? That's what it's about with YouTube. Can you engage an audience? Because people don't have the ability to sit there and listen like they used to. 1010. So you guys might know these people, I don't. But before we get into it, SDMN, I think that's Sidemen FC, 10, YouTube All Stars, 10. 4-1 on penalties. Now, 10-10. Satan is 55 and he's 10. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci, the 10th triangular number. 10, 10. What I'm shocked about, it would have been better if Angry Ginge scored in the 10th minute, but he scored in the 9th. Now, I bet I could hammer all of these people. I'm going to use that word there. Even KSI scored. I don't know these guys. I know Angry Ginge, KSI, and that's it. I don't know any of these guys. If you guys are following these guys, you'll probably know who they are. Now, he's got the 3 for the Freemasonry, the 33. He's doing the Masonic pyramid. These guys know. This guy's bleached his hair for the unclean spirits. I don't know who these are. They don't look like, fair enough, he looks like maybe he could be a footballer. This guy doesn't. This guy looks like the kid at school that just can't play. Now, this is Sidemen. It doesn't get more Masonic than that. Can I get a woo? If somebody said, can you find me the most Masonic image online? I'd be like, okay, yeah, Sidemen in a bath with black and white tiles, black and white clothes. All right. I don't know who this Sidemen is. But if they've named the team after him, then it must be a big-time Mason. That is as Masonic as it gets. Do you remember when Jamiroquai had that video that was all black and white? He's another Mason. He was a good singer, though. Not a good singer, a good performer. I'm not saying Masons don't have talent, all right? Can I get a woo? I'm not saying that. Some of them don't. Some of them, you're like, how is he a footballer? How is he a singer? How's she a singer? How's this guy running a country? Do you know what I mean? You do that, but there's some that genuinely have talent. It definitely helps to be a Mason with talent, but you don't need it. Because if they're going to just give you opportunity after opportunity, look at his hands. See the triangles behind him? I'm telling you, if you start seeing me hanging around with these dudes here, you can do YouTube videos hammering me. Yeah, I'll expose Jim's skin, and because you seem to be obsessed with him. Are you seeing the devil horns here? That's called the Masonic claw. He's obviously got the one eye, but it's the Masonic claw. Neymar does it. Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. The B-side's out of the sea. They're living under the sea. Guys, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Watchmen on Friday about water. It's going to be incredible. You feel sick? You should. You should. And it's black and white image. I don't know what's going on with his fingers here. It looks like he's had his fingers broken. But they've got that Masonic tongue out, like the Rolling Stones. And just look, the G. The G is the Freemason symbol. So it's like gangster, glorious, just so he can get the GG. This is the Masonic crown, the temple, the pillars. Can I get a woo? And then they live in massive houses, don't they? They drive all these. Guys, I have a 2016 Nissan Versa. Can I get a woo? It's all scratched. One of my leather seats is all damaged. It's like, I'm not one of these guys that are cruising around in Lamborghinis. Look at that home in the background. Look at that. I bet their bathroom is as big as my apartment. I'm not one of these people, guys. I'm not. And the Masons, they always have a production behind them. They have a production. I have a shitty white wall behind me. Can I get a woo? I don't have a production. I don't have merch. And I'm not a glorious gangster like KSI. He's got his own song as well, which is shit. But the tongue out is Kali, the blue demon Hindu. Yes, it is, which is all about destruction. Why does it say H? It's going to be a bit slow here. Why is it showing me the great Kali? It's this. But it's, even this wrestler, the Kali's got his tongue out. Look, the great Kali destroys Tatanka. Kali, right, is the destroyer. All of it is just outrageous. Look at that. Now look at that. The outfit he's got is probably worth more than everything in my wardrobe. I don't even know who he is. Sideman's doing that pose there, which I showed you is this one. I have to go all the way back. Is that the Masonic penalty sign? Look, can't they just freaking score a goal and just You know, back in the day, they used to just put their hand up in the air when they scored. This guy knows his pose there, and that's why he's flying around on private jets, black and white shoes on. Postman Pat and his black and white cat. Right, you got the same thing there. This Ballers League is run by Freemasons. He's even doing it here. So I don't know what their fascination is with hand symbolism, but it's a big deal for them. This guy looks like he's inverted. Do the skull test on him with this on. What's he doing there? I think he's bleaching his hair blonde. And then look at this. That's the Masonic pose I've shown you, as is this. This guy's doing the Masonic thumbs up that they do. Like, he's got the same folded arms, folded arms. So, yeah. It doesn't stop. They are running out of bread and circus, agreed. That's why they keep repeating movies and songs. They're all talking about how WWE's dying. They've run out of storylines. It's becoming predictable. I've noticed that a while ago, that entertainment's running out of ideas. Can I get a word? Entertainment is running out of ideas. They've had us for many decades, had us look up to Hollywood and all of that. Hollywood's getting absolutely ruined now. People are not going to the movies like they used to because of Netflix. I just do these reveals every single day. I wonder if that's like the post in a goal. They always hit the post, don't they, recently? I wonder if it's to do with these pillars. What's this say? They always want to act like they're donating to causes as well. They're always, again, they reveal themselves as angels of light. I'm fascinated what they do in these lodges. I'll never do it, but I'm fascinated what they do. Although I think I pretty much know. They play God. They love death. Legacy of the Third Degree. It looks like Skull and Bones, doesn't it? That's the West Ham logo. Oh my word, guys, the West Ham logo looks like that. Can I get a woo? They've got 33 points after 33 games. Oh my goodness, it's that. Well, it's very similar to this. It's the Third Degree patch. West Ham, 33 points, 33 games. Freemasonry was founded in London. Well, at least the modern day version was. Yeah, the Wolves in sheep's clothing. I told you Wolves just got relegated after 33 games. Did you guys see this? Stephanie McMahon got inducted into the Hall of Fame on 4/17. She got inducted exactly 10 years after China died, who dated her husband. Can I get a woo, Adam Lastman? China, who's quite blatantly was a dude who was on the Playboy magazine, and they called her the ninth wonder of the world. She dated Triple H, the King of Kings. The rise of China, USA is talking about going to war with China and all of that. Well, Stephanie McMahon, all right, she had a feud with China. And now Stephanie McMahon just got inducted into the Hall of Fame on April the 17th. Exactly. Where are you, China? exactly 10 years after China died. Unbelievable again, Adam. Whoa! She gets inducted in the Hall of Fame exactly 10 years after China dies, who was dating Triple H, her husband. 10. The 10 again. Oh, that demon Messi just won the World Cup. Wearing number 10. Rest in peace, Jota, yeah, if he's even dead. Probably more chance of Stevie Wonder actually being blind than Diego Jota being dead, in my eye. They're deceivers. They fake their deaths. There's movies about it. I also think that Chris Kamara's faking his illness. I think that Fox, can I get a woo, Watchman? Michael J. Fox doesn't have Parkinson's. He's been called out many times. Stevie Wonder, who they said was blind, he caught a microphone that was about to hit the ground. He caught it. And he caught a ball. He's blind, isn't he? And then they all, oh no, he's just partially blind. Give me a break. They lie. That's what they do. It's what they do. Don't be deceived by these people. I said Wolves would go down connected to Jota, number 20, and that's why they're 20th. I said they'd finish bottom of the league. Look. They're 20th. Jota's number. Death. I bet they don't win again, maybe. The 38 is the death number. Look, Red Devils, villains. Look at these nicknames. The villains. The Red Devils. King Charles will be dead this year. And William's going to come in. Oh my word. The Teen Wolf. Watchman's just show me something. Remember, it's 42 for the Beavers. I want to see him as a wolf. Anyways, I think that's me done. There he is. Oh, freaking number 42. It's number 42. What a Freemason. I think he's faking his illness. I think they do it. I think they do it. They're legit wickedly evil. They get entertainment from it. Okay? Got to understand, don't be shocked by their evil, okay? Don't be, there's no way, that's sick. They always say to me, Adam, you're sick for thinking this. No, they're sick. They do it. And some of them may get sick, but I'm telling you, it keeps them relevant. It keeps them famous. It has you feel sorry for them, worship them even more. There's a movie, and I'll do a stream. There's a movie about celebrities who fake being sick, and I can't remember the name of it. Does anybody know? Antiviral. The film follows an employee of a clinic that harvests diseases from famous celebrities and sells them to fans who want to experience the same illness. Now, there's something where these celebrities fake their illness to the world. They pretend they're sick to get sympathy. How evil is that? Dan Inspired, thank you so much. Forget to let you know, I took your pal Ian City to win. Oh, let's go, baby. Congratulations. Thank you, Dan. So, yeah, I'm not going to say every celebrity who's sick has faked it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying that these celebrities, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Somebody told me Stephen Hawking was AI, like a robot. I wouldn't be shocked if he was actually a robot. I wouldn't. My name is Stephen Hawking. He's got the king in his name. Right, look, the king is so connected to Jesus, and the hawk is so biblical in the Bible. Stephen was stoned to death in the Bible. This theory of the black hole, he died on Pi Day. Stephen Hawking died on Pi Day, right? Just like Einstein's birthday. Stephen Hawking died on Einstein's birthday. Can I get a woo? Did he? Did he? 3 times 14 is 42. 3 14's pi. I'll say it again. Stephen Hawking died, the mega genius physicist, died on super genius Albert Einstein's birthday. I don't think so. Diagnosed at 21, given 3 years to live. And then he lived for ages. Look, he died at 76. And he was told that he would die at 24. And you want to trust the medical system. Imagine being told, here, mate, you got 3 years left to live. And you're freaking still here at 76. I thought I could definitely improve my teeth, but I feel a lot better after seeing his. And wasn't he on Epstein's Island? Man, this world's a joke. He was not a great husband. I'm sure he wasn't. He couldn't move. What do you want him to do? He went out of his way to meet with disabled children. No, did he? Did he, though? I don't give a shit if Stephen Hawking likes Superman. This is what I'm talking about. Who cares? AJ Styles always does that diamond with his hand. The phenomenal one. The little inverted demonic one. I think that's me done. I think that's me done, guys. Yeah. Nothing shocks me. Now, the problem is you've got all these people in the world that think that deception doesn't exist. The degenerates is what they are. Like, I can't believe people tell me that this is an actual woman. I just can't comprehend it. The witchcraft, the inability to see through. Look at that. And then put her on Playboy magazine just to really mock you. That's the type of mockery. Put China on Playboy magazine. So men start jerking off to a man in a wig. Tell you that this is sexy. Or FHM. For Him magazine. There's his poll. Let me think. Let me just point. Mankind. Let me just point. Stone Cold. Often they're not even freaking pointing to anybody as well. I understand when you're giving somebody directions. Oh, where's the Walmart? Oh, it's over there. It's just down there. You point your finger. Half the time they just point the finger at nobody. Look at that. That's a man's body. Black China says Rob Kardashian is a better lover than Tiger. It's Mason. Can I get a woo? Mason. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to put these 3 Masons in a bullshit storyline and we're going to sell magazines because Muppets will read it and believe it. That's what they'll say. All right, so you're going to pretend you're with each other. That's what you guys are going to do until we split you up. Okay. Cheers, guys. Yeah, strong delusions are being sent out. All right, ping the like on your way out. I have to be done now. Hope I've helped you. You have to question these images. You have to start questioning, what do they represent? Why are they doing it? Why is it in all sports? Why is it in Hollywood? Why are politicians doing it? Okay? Don't just brush it off. Don't call me a conspiracy theorist for showing you all of this information. What's his name? Jordan Pickford. Very average goalkeeper. Always plays for England. God wins all day. City will beat Burnley because they're going to go to 70 points and the Queen reigns 70 years and King Charles supports Burnley and Man City won the treble on Prince Philip's birthday, the Queen's husband. City will beat Burnley. I don't think it'll be comfortable. Put it that way. Okay. Cheers. Yeah, Thunder Dodgers repeating. I can see that. Absolutely. Heaven and hell. Yeah, guys. Decide HH like Hulk Hogan. Heaven or hell? 88 miles per hour, baby. Almost out of time. The world is a stage. It quite clearly is a stage. All right. Shakespeare told us that men will play many roles, which is what they do, especially in Hollywood. But God bless you all. Thank you all for watching. We just talked about 88 and I got my 88th like because our reality is coded. There's no doubt about it. Much love. Take care. Thank you all. God is great. Special thank you to the people that supported me financially. I'm grateful for that. And when it comes to Freemasonry, guys, I would avoid it. If any of you watch this and go, wait, if I become a Freemason, maybe you're a young lad, I can become famous and play at Wembley. Don't go down that route. All right? Don't do that. You don't need any of that bullshit. Take care. Much love. Thank you for watching. God. Woo!